This is a brand new Vitus Venon Evo. And so it's this. Yes, that's right. The same bike, the same frame set, but with different wheels and tyres and group sets. If one bike that can do both road and gravel. One bike to rule them all. No more N+1. So in this video, we'll go through the frame details, the equipment choices, and we'll talk about how to ride, both on-road and off-road. So I'm David, you're watching Just Ride Bikes. Let's dive in. I think this might be one of the most exciting new bikes I've seen this year, and the timing couldn't be any better.
That's because it has space for 45mm wide tyres, and the company is speccing it with both narrow slick road tyres and wide chunky off-road tyres to demonstrate how one frame set can be both road and gravel. And that big tyre clearance gives you the option to fit any tyre you want for any riding you are doing. And that really matches the trend these days for one bike that with a change of wheels and tyres can do all the riding you might want to do. It's not limited in the way so many road bikes are, and it's so refreshing to have a bike that gives you that flexibility and versatility to build it how you want.
So the frame and fork are the same across the entire range, using the same high-grade carbon fibre you find in all Vitus Evo bikes. So the front of the bike is all aero and based loosely on a ZX1 aero race bike. Apparently the bike is actually more aero than that bike due to the lessons learnt in the development of that bike, which has then gone into this bike. They have aero tested the bike, but haven't released any figures on that testing. And then the back half of the frame is based loosely on their Vitus, so dropped skinny rear stays and a seat post and seat tube designed to give more comfort and compliance when in the saddle. We have a rather neat feature in that the down tube extends beyond the bottom bracket into the slightly dropped chainstays to give a nice appearance, a bit more stiffness from the back end, and get away from crazy drop stays that are sometimes necessary to give the big tyre clearance. We then have neat features like mudguard or fender mounts for year-round versatility a bike with big tyre clearance should offer. What you won't see on this frame is a UCI sticker. It's not a bike designed for racing, so you've not had it UCI certified, but it sure looks like a bike you could race if you wanted to, provided it's not a UCI sanctioned event. And then we have a full internal cable routing as befits a modern bike these days, using the FSA ACR system with their own custom top cap and the company's own two-piece aero handlebar and stem setup. And I have to say, personally, I love how the bikes look. From the colours, the silver logo on the down tube, and the general shape and proportions of the bike. Let me know what you think by leaving a comment down below. So this is the RS, the road bike model, as you can tell, which I've been riding for the last few weeks with a SRAM Force Access 2x setup, demonstrating the fact the bike can be used with a 1x or 2x setup with or without a front mech. This bike rolls on 28mm wide Michelin Power Cup tyres on their own prime wheels, and this is a GR for gravel, of course. It's available in 3 builds, all SRAM and all 1x. And this model has SRAM Rival Explore access. You also get these nice deep section wheels with Michelin Power Gravel 40mm wide tyres and a flared gravel handlebar. So let's go for a spin and see how it rides. It does feel really good as a road bike and not a million miles away from a giant TCR or a Trekker Monda SLR. Out of the saddle, comes alive, really surges forward, nice and energetic underneath you. Yeah, it really puts a smile on your face when you give it some beans. Plenty of power transfer, nice stiff frame, climbs well too, in the saddle, out of the saddle, doesn't weigh a lot, not going to slow you down on your road rides compared to a normal road bike. It's definitely quite a firm ride, not like harsh or overly stiff, but you do get quite a bit of feedback through the contact points. It's definitely an engaging bike in that way, not a comfy sofa-like experience that some bikes can be. I could totally see myself speccing this bike with a nice fat 35 or 38 slick or a lightly treaded off-road tyre, one by, and just use it as my only bike for road and off-road riding. Maybe another set of wheels for when I want to do a fast club ride. But for the riding I do and the speeds I ride these days, that top speed isn't the main focus. It's comfort and cruising around at a decent average speed, but not going absolutely hammering tongs. Right, okay, switch from the road bike to the gravel bike and change the Castelli clothing as well to match and see what the bike is all about. I've actually been riding for the last few weeks, but thankfully now the trails and the weather have improved a lot. Still lots of water and mud around, but much better than it has been. I'm impressed with how the bike handles gravel. It's definitely more at home or smoother, well-maintained gravel like you get at a Dirty Reaver, Unbound, Colorado. Lesser mountain bike trails I have here in the Cotswolds. But smooth gravel, boy, is it a fast bike. It carries that speed present from the road into the off-road really well. The geometry gives it great handling on fast gravel. Got the aero handlebar, all the aero frame features. Definitely helps you maintain high average speeds and lower your power outputs. And that's good if you're doing 200-mile gravel races. And it doesn't feel compromised on the gravel after being so impressive on the road as well. It's a fast handling bike, quite lively at times, corners really well, but holds speed so well. It's clearly the sort of gravel bike that a lot of people, I think, want and need. A bike that's right at home on the road, everything from commuting to bike packing to just linking together off-road sections and bridleways and forest tracks, but won't feel slow on the road. I mean, I'm bobbing along at good speed here. The tyres aren't slowing me down. I'm enjoying the view and the weather. A lovely day here in the Cotswolds. A good day for exploring the countryside, and that is what the bike is all about. But tomorrow I put some slick tyres on and go out on a Sunday club run. Happy days. This new bike from Vitus is definitely an interesting move, and one I think is going to prove to be quite a smart one this year, as we see more road bikes really blur the lines with gravel bikes and offer wide tyre clearance. So we are getting to a point where you really can have one bike and you build it, spec it however you want for the riding you do most of the time, and then that option of a second set of wheels and tyres if you need it. And a bike like this just frees your imagination to build it however you want and however you like, and not be dictated by the current categories we have in the road bike market. Just a road bike with any tyres or gearing setup you want. So it's a bike that really impresses. There's seemingly no compromise when riding off-road or on-road. It's got all the performance you want and expect from a road bike, but it's equally at home off-road. Which would I choose? That's a tricky question, and one I've been thinking about quite a bit for the last few days. I love one by, so I'd probably go for the one by build with the fat gravel tyres and get a second set of wheels and slick tyres for road duties. But which will you choose? I'd love to hear your thoughts as always, so leave a comment down below and let me know. The new bike is available right now on the Vitus website, so go and check it out. Link down below in the description. All details, prices and bills are on their website right now. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more about using a gravel bike as a road bike, then do check the video right up here. And don't forget to subscribe by hitting the button right here. But that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all again very soon.